My people, if somebody does something wrong, somebody that really irritates you and really out of pocket, that really touches you or rubs you the wrong way, then comes back many months later doing something positive, something good, do you forgive them without necessarily saying sorry? Okay, some people just say, hey, do you want to eat? Do you know people like that? They do you wrong, they don't necessarily say sorry for what I did, but they will try to do something positive, like they will offer you a trip? No, not a trip. Let's not exaggerate. They'll offer you a present. They'll offer you dinner. They'll offer you something, money, whatever. Have you ever experienced that? How do you feel about that? I know some people want you to say sorry, but do you forgive such person, or do you still hold them accountable for the mistake they made in the past? I want to know from you. If somebody does you something wrong and comes back later, say, hey, let's go out. Hey, let's go chill together. Or, hey, this is something positive. I'm offering you a present or whatever. Do you still condemn them for the past things they've done, or do you consider the fact that they have come forward in a positive manner, trying to make things better, even though they have no courage to say, hey, I'm sorry for the mistake I made in the past, but I am showing you that I'm willing to do something positive with you. How do you feel about that? Well, fellas, we are in Kenya. Now, something very interesting happening in Kenya. Kenya has dropped the pre-authorization requirement for most African visitors. You don't know what we're talking about? I'm going to explain. Kenya has announced a new travel directive allowing citizens of nearly all African countries to visit without requiring pre-travel authorization. Congratulations. Oh yeah, piga mikono wa Kenya. So why are we clapping our hand? Because this is very interesting. In other words, or in simple English, Kenya says you don't need a visa no more or any papers to just come to Kenya. The move, however, excludes Somalia and Libya due to security concerns. I know why you're asking yourself, why is Somalia and Libya excluded? Well, for Libya, I think it's very obvious. You know what's happening in Libya. It's mayhem. Okay, you don't know who's brain is functioning right, because they're all people hostages, they have slaves and stuff like that. Now, for Somalia, back in time, a few years ago, there was an incident in Kenya where many people were unalived in a shopping center. And the people that did that atrocious thing in Kenya came from Somalia. They unalived people bad. You can watch the videos on YouTube. There are many videos. We're not going to put the videos here of people being unalived because we're going to be sanctioned. However, that's what it is. So Somalia and Libya need to be scrutinized before they come to, scrutinize, not scrutinize. It's not my language. Now, fellas, it's very hot in here. Very, very hot. So under the updated system, travelers from across the continent will be permitted visa-free stay up to 2 months. 2 months in Kenya, my brothers. 2 months. Buy a ticket. Stop turning around and thinking you understand life if you've only lived around one province or just one country. You know nothing about life. You don't know anything. My country. Buy a passport, number one. Go visit Kenya. 2 months for most African nations and up to 6 months for people of East African community. And East African community, we're talking about Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, Congo, DRC, South Sudan, I believe, and some other more. You can stay for 6 months in Kenya, and Kenya is a lovely place. Now, why is this something to be uploaded? Because let me give you history and context. While William Ruto came into power, you remember Ruto is this man, good-looking president. You know, I like when he talks. Ruto came and said, well, in Kenya, it's visa-free now. You can come whenever you want, no problem, no issue. You can stay as long as you want, because Kenya is the mother of all humanity. And people were very happy about that. Then later on, as much as people were very excited, something really negative happened. They came up with a system called the ETA. What is the ETA? I mean, whilst people were very excited, we're going to go to Kenya and have fun and find girlfriends. No, I'm just kidding. You know, go have fun in Kenya. People then were faced with a situation where they needed to apply for ETA. What is ETA? ETA is simply, you have to announce yourself, I'm coming to Kenya, these are my details, blah, 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 and I'm paying $30 for it. Then I have to wait for a couple of days before they respond to me and give me authorization to come to Kenya. Well, Ruto initially said you can come for free. This is visa free. You need no visa.
As president of this extraordinary country, to make a historic announcement of the decision of the government of Kenya. Beginning January 2024, Kenya will be a visa-free country shall no longer be necessary for any person from any corner of the globe to carry the burden of applying for a visa to come to Kenya.
Now, all of a sudden, it's not visa-free anymore. You need a ETA or UTA, whatever you call that thing. And people were very frustrated because, hey, why did you say it's visa-free if you are changing it to something completely different? Because the bottom line is this ETA, if I have to apply, send document and wait for you to respond after I've paid. Isn't that a visa? That's a visa, right? Now, after some time, Kenya realized, you know what? I think we made a mistake. Let's just put it this way. I think the government of Kenya or the people on top that decided this have realized that it was a mistake. They shouldn't have brought in this ETA story. It's not working well. So they've reversed it, saying, okay, no more need to ETA. You can now come to Kenya with no problem. And this is great. And I applaud them for this. That's why I say if somebody makes a U-turn after doing something that happens to be negative, you need to applaud them. You need to say, congratulations, this is great. This shows you that you're not stuck up with a brain that thinks one way. It means you are capable of changing moves because you realize whatever I'm doing is not working. And this is not about my ego. I need to find a way that actually makes things right. Congratulations, Mr. Ruto, on that. Now, Kenya joins Ghana. Okay, Ghana is now the 5th African country that offers, travel free to the continent. You can go to Ghana visa free, right? Ghana, Rwanda, Seychelles, Gambia, and Benin. These are lovely countries. I've been to all of these countries, maybe except Seychelles. I need to travel to Seychelles. I've never been there before. These are beautiful countries. You can go visa free and you can stay, I believe, for 3 months or something like that. You need to show, what are you waiting for? Buy a ticket, buy a passport first. Some negative things that started happening in Kenya. Okay, visitors were not really going to Kenya after the ETA story started. And despite introducing the ETA, Kenya fared worse in the latest ranking on how open is it to visitors, dropping from 17th place to 56th place out of 54 countries in 2024. Kenya used to be number 17th of how well and open the country is. It's dropped to 46 out of 54. Therefore, they're like, okay, we need more tourists. We need more people. We need to be friendly, just like Kenyans are friendly people. How do you feel about this, fellas? This is a great opportunity for you to go and discover your brothers from Kenya. I love Kenya, man. I've had a good time in Kenya and I want to go again. I want to have fun, some more fun in Kenya. The first time I went, I really went for New Year's Eve, but apparently I was very disappointed because I felt like people were not very happy. When they go 6, 5, 4, 3, we go crazy. Happy New Year! But in Kenya, unfortunately, everybody was just like 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm like, dudes, are you okay? Then I was told that I went to the wrong side of Nairobi. The place I went apparently is for Lani and all these, I shouldn't have gone there. So I don't know. I need to go back to Kenya and experience that. Now we are going to Gabon. Okay, do you remember Gabon? This is Gabon. Here's the map. Beautiful place, lovely people. They speak French. Why do they speak French? Because they were colonized by the French and they love their French. Unfortunately, many people in Gabon rather speak French than speak their own language. That's the disease you find in many African nations that speak French. I don't know what the French did to these people, but yeah, the more you speak French, the better your French is, the more they think you're intelligent. It sounds so good when you speak French. Good, you sound so. You must be very smart. They're probably even going to give you a future wife for free just because you speak good French. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Gabon Transitional Parliament on Monday approved the new electoral code seen by opponents as favorable to the junta leader, Brice Oligui Nguema. So basically, Gabon is to have elections. Why? Because the man in power, this man, has been in power through overthrow. Okay, he overthrew the president. So after overthrowing the president, you have to have a time frame where you need to bring back the civilians or do an election so things can get back to normal. Now, normally, as per the law in Gabon, military cannot contest as president of the republic. Now, Oligui, some people believe, has developed that niceness. When you become president and you like it that you have servants, you like it that the food comes in time, you like it that you can order this, you can order that. Apparently, some people believe he is starting to feel that thing. He also wants to be part of the game. And before he does that, this has to go through parliament. And because he has so so much influence, apparently he has pushed buttons around Parliament. And Parliament on Monday approved a new electoral code seen by opponents as favorable to the junta leader. The bill, which was passed after days of deliberation, allows members of the security force and magistrates to contest election as candidates. Guema has promised to return power to civilians, but speculation that he desires to run as president's candidate is rife. Now, also, in order to get people, giving him support, the bill also introduced 2 parliament seats reserved to diaspora Gabonese. 2 seats in parliament for diaspora Gabonese, which has never happened in the past. There are many Gabonese that have left Gabon because they were not very happy with previous president. Okay, they felt he was very dictator, whatever you want to call that thing. So they had no right into Gabon like that. They couldn't say a thing. But he's provisioned 2 seats for the diaspora in parliament. Now, do you think the diaspora of Gabon will support him or not? That's a good technique, okay? The question is this: should we tolerate somebody that was a soldier? He actually was the guard of the previous president. He was in charge of his security. And apparently they're related when it comes to family, apparently cousins or something like that. He decided to topple the president. Unlike what's happening in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, many people feel like him toppling the president had nothing to do with freedom. It has something to do with France. It's not a real toppling, if you want to call it that way. My question is this: this man, should we be allowed, should we be given an opportunity to run as president, even though the law says otherwise? Because let me remind you this, okay? We watched a video here a couple of days ago where he was actually blaming people of government of not doing a good job. He was blaming the people of government, saying it's because of you we have no electricity. The country has purchased the necessary equipment for us to have electricity. Why do we still have load shedding?
On a livré 10 groupes gratuitement qui sont là. Depuis 2 mois, 10 groupes de 2,5 mégawatts. Multiplié par 10, ça fait combien de mégawatts qu'on gagne? Et on se plaint. Donc vous-même, vous êtes incompétent. Je ne peux pas être militaire dans ma carrière, on me livre 10 Kalachnikov. Au bout de 2 mois, je ne sais pas utiliser. Ça veut dire qu'il y a un problème. Soit vous le faites exprès pour laisser les Gabonais dans le noir. Parce que tous autant que vous êtes diplômés de Polytech. Quand on regarde les CV, vous êtes tous des ingénieurs. Ou à moins que ces CV nous trompent.
He says the salaries that you have, guys, right now, it's going to change. Okay, the money you're getting, it's over. We're going to drop your salaries. If you don't like it, you can leave.
La revue des salaires et des avantages à la baisse. Celui qui n'est pas content. Pour l'administrateur provisoire, c'est 5 millions.
Jeez.
Et des avantages plafonnés. Au-dessus de ça, vous êtes sanctionné. Je ne veux plus entendre des salaires de 10 millions, de 15 millions, de 20 millions. C'est fini. Les généraux ici, même 5 étoiles, personne n'a un salaire de 5 millions. On atteint 3 millions quand on a 5 étoiles. Et avec la durée. Et après, vous partez à la retraite. Et regardez notre prix. Donc 5 millions, c'est largement suffisant pour un Gabonais directeur de vivre avec sa famille. Je ne veux pas entendre les salaires de 7 millions ou 8 millions.
What does this say to you? Does it show you a man that loves himself or a man that wants his country to move forward? That's a good question. Should we give him an opportunity to prove himself as a president, even though normally he shouldn't be allowed because he's a soldier? Should we give him an opportunity because he perhaps feels like nobody right now, not among the politicians, actually wants the good about the country? And he has proven for the little time he's been in power that he can move people into the right direction by reducing their salaries, by unnecessarily pressuring people to do their jobs accordingly.
Welcome this transparency because they're witnessing the vote, and it shows to friendly nations how we're able to organize this referendum process in our country, and that it is inclusive and transparent.
Let me know how you feel about this. I think this is very interesting. Or do you think this man is probably just going to be another dictator? He tried a little bit, lacked power, and now he feels like, maybe I can be here by myself and take care of myself. Because sometimes people start well. They show you good signs. But as time goes, they change. We've seen that many, many times. If they don't change, maybe people around him make them change by telling them, listen, this is a wonderful opportunity that God doesn't necessarily give to everybody. How many people do you know that become presidents? You don't have to do things to please people. Just do it for you and for your family. How do you feel about that? So that's what it is, fellas. In Kenya, they have banned their own law that came with the ATA section, whatever you call that thing, where you needed to announce yourself first before you go to Kenya, and it created mayhem. And now Kenya feels like, no, we need to get back to where we were. You don't need a visa. Just go to Kenya and have a good time. Nairobi is beautiful. Mombasa it is too. I've never been there though. So if you want to invite me to Mombasa and have a good time, I will appreciate that and visit. I want to make a nice video, nice documentary about Mombasa or, some of the seaside. But you gotta have money, okay? I don't like poor stuff. No, I don't. Okay, I got my own money though, so if you gotta have money and transportation and be connected, you need to show me places that are interesting. I also want to see the poor side, but I also want to see the nice side. You know what I mean? So I want level up things. Let me know, drop me a message in the comment section, or you can contact us on Instagram. We want that. We want to do documentaries in every country in Africa and narrate a beautiful story. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. Do you think the Gabonese president should deserve a chance or what? God bless.